Mwathi, and from that story, you know, there are those who feel that the Kiambaa poll is a litmus test for a bigger political contest. But we'll talk about that a little later on. You thank you for coming, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and you chair the Parliamentary Committee on National Security.
Yes.
And Administration, and you replaced the late Kiambaa.
Yes, in that docket.
Member, yeah, Paul Konange. You received a lot of support from members.
Yeah, of course, yes, because I'm not very confrontational.
Yes.
Mostly I try and discuss members, their issues, and of course I befriend them. And not only that, yeah, I'm outgoing. So every corner I went, everybody wanted to say it's Mwathi, it's Mwathi. It's Mwathi, it's Mwathi. No, yeah, not the campaign like you have seen in Kiambaa.
Like the one you have seen. Even no. the Wajir member,
yes,
actually withdrew a candidature, yes, citing some advice that she got from the Right Honorable.
The Right Honorable Raila
Odinga.
And not just the Right Honorable,
yeah,
and even the President.
Even the President.
Yeah, and of course the other principals, yeah, like Musalia, yeah, the leader of Wiper,
okay,
that is Kalonzo Musyoka. And all of them. And they called me and they said, are you going to take up this? Yeah. I was a chair, by the way, before.
Yeah.
So I was torn between, do I stay where I am or do I go to where the president is saying? And he said, I am now telling you as a party leader, this is the position you'll take, leave the other one.
Leave the other one.
And you know, because I like respecting my party leader.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yes, I had no option. And again, I'm equal to the task.
You're equal to the task.
Yes.
By the way, you said that the shoes were too big. How has been the learning curve for you? And are you now settled?
Well, yeah, the shoes were big, quite big, but now my feet are growing big also.
Okay.
I'm almost getting there.
So you're well settled?
I'm settled now.
You're well settled.
And I think I'm ready to take on. But there are so many challenges, I can tell you, in security.
Okay, excellent. And we'll start with one of those challenges.
Yes.
Now that you're well settled, there's a flare-up as we speak in Marsabit County. Violence has erupted. I think the Boran, the Rendile, the Gabra communities are fighting. So first, I want to get your initial reaction to that.
Well, let me say this, and that issue had come a little earlier. Just when I joined the committee, there was an issue of this conflict, and we were trying to find out, does it just happen? Is it spontaneous, or is it calculated, or is it attached to any dispensation? And we realized every cycle of election, once we get closer to electioneering year like this one, we're just about 4 months away, then temperatures rise. And I think what I would say,
why are we seeing temperatures rising?
Because, you know, I'm a politician.
And also a chair of the National Committee.
Yes, and you are not. Yeah. But I know you whip emotions. You want to show people that you supporting them, probably by downtrodden on others, so that you can get political support. Actually, I am thinking largely that this could be political. And there's one of the members from Marsabit who brought a question in Parliament, and he said, ask us, because we have information. And we are going to pick that information as raw as it is, and we'll try and collate that with what else we are getting from the other information from intelligence.
Okay.
And then we'll be able to tell, because we hear people are coming all the way from other counties, and they are being used to make sure that they suppress those who are supporting rival candidates. See, so it's largely political. In my view, we haven't established exactly whether it is purely political. But I know there are some undertones of politics.
There are some undertones. Yes. And it's not only you who has those concerns. There is a sizable number of Kenyans who are saying that it is possible that the 2022 politics has a role to play in all this. So I'm asking you, is there a bigger problem? Is there a bigger problem that the security apparatus must address as we gear up towards the big poll, the one that's waiting for us in 2022? And against the background that we are coming from a very difficult past. You remember the 2007, 2008?
I know.
It was untidy.
I know, quite untidy, and it brought a lot of not very nice memories that we want to remember. And just a week ago, if you you checked, there was a security meeting somewhere in one of the installations, that we wanted to find out what are these issues that are happening or are said to want to happen in different parts of the country now that we are getting closer to the elections. And we said, let us form a multi-agency team that is going to investigate what are the causes of what we are likely to get, because there is intelligence report that there are hotspots that are going to erupt somewhere in Nyanza, in Central, in Coast, in Marsabit, which has already started. And our people are up to the task, I want to say that, because they got to know. But just before we were able to get in, the Marsabit one has erupted.
Okay.
So we are hoping that the others won't.
Now, your concerns are similar to IEBC's chair, Wafula Chebukati.
Yes.
He's expressed a lot of concerns, and he's saying that there are some politicians who are still running around, yet some of them have active cases of incitement. There are those who have cases of, incitement to violence. There are those who have been linked with killings before. So how serious are these concerns, especially coming from the IEBC chair? And are you, because some of them are your colleagues, what mechanism do you have in place to censure those colleagues of yours?
Let me just say this, and I'm happy.
And remember, this is something you have alluded to earlier. It's something that has been happening. We know.
Yes.
Even the intelligence we are going to pick.
I know.
Sometimes we have this intelligence already.
I know.
Yeah. So why don't you move in and don't squander this opportunity to fix this problem once and for all? It's a weighty matter.
Yeah. Let me say this. I'm happy to be back to here at KBC because I have been going to the other media, and I have spoken to this so many times. That yes, we know that there are politicians, my colleagues, who have active cases, and they're still left loose to go out there.
So what are you doing?
And even cause more havoc.
What are you doing as a committee?
But let me tell you something.
Yeah.
The moment that we take a case to the court, as a committee, we are not going to withdraw the case and deal with that matter in Parliament. What I have always done is urge judiciary, please expedite these cases that affect politicians, because in one way or another, a politician's case may drag on for as long as 5-6 years. Even more. Yeah. But the moment you get somebody who has stolen chicken, that is done in 3 months. In 3 months. So I've been. Why does that happen, by the way? You're a leader. I don't know. You're a leader. I'm a leader. Yeah. But you see, we have 3 arms of government. We have legislature. Yeah. We do the law. Yeah. We have the executive, which implements, and there is the judiciary, which is supposed to interpret. And in interpreting, if anybody has broken the law, they must take action. They must take all that thought there. Yes. And the reason why is because if you look at some committees in other jurisdictions, they have a lot of teeth. For instance, if the president makes a statement and says, "This is what I want," you find committees in Parliament moving and designing bills in Parliament and moving with a lot of speed. So tell us whether you've asserted yourselves as a committee, because there's those people who feel they're not worth their weight in gold. We've not seen still. But I am telling you one thing. That doing our work in Parliament and the judiciary doing its work is two different things. One, if the case has gone to judiciary, it is the moment we take it back to Parliament, it will be sub judice, which means we cannot discuss matters that are in court. And of course, any member or any politician we want to run there, so that they can have cover of bail or bond, and so that they can keep on prolonging that bond and the case. But in not 1 or 2 instances, we have given recommendations on what action needs to be taken by that other arm, which is either the investigative arm or the judiciary. Do you follow through on these things? And yes, how is your relationship with those other institutions? There is a committee called Committee on Implementation, which is supposed to follow. You follow through? You follow through, but sometimes we get frustrated. I'll tell you why. Because as you may be aware, because you are a Kenyan, that there is supremacy war between these arms of government. At one time, Parliament should be dissolved. That is judiciary saying. Another time they're saying the same Parliament which is dissolved should give us money enough to buy you know. So
catch 22.
There you go. But I think as a nation, we need to recraft ourselves, our mindset and our attitude and behavior.
How's your relationship with the Interior Ministry?
Quite since I came, we have engaged 3 times. You will not believe it. But before I got in, there was a lot of frustration at that time. But I have a lot of consultation between the minister, the PAs, the other senior officers, and I.
Brilliant. I think it's important.
Not just I. I as a chair, and of course the members
of your committee. I think that's important in terms of preparedness and looking at the gaps that were there.
Yes.
And I'm taking you back to 2007, 2008. Twofold. The first part of this question: what lessons has your committee learned as a result of those 2007-2008 flare-up? And which legislation can you point and say this is what we passed to deal specifically with the triggers of violence? Because you know what?
Yes.
It has to stop at some point.
It has to stop.
Yeah.
There is one legislation called the NCIC Act, and that is National Cohesion and Integration Commission Act, which contains therein what you need to do to avert the vitriol that is normally poured by politicians.
How effective is it?
Now, that's the issue. You know, the law, and I want to say this so that every Kenyan can understand that this country is not devoid of laws. We have so many laws in place, very good laws.
So it's a question of what? Implementation?
It is a question of implementation and the people, the attitude of the people accepting to follow the law. And I'll tell you why. Today, I'm in Jubilee. I know there's an Elections Act which says I should not affiliate with another party. I'm just giving you an example. Then I am the legislator, so I do the law, I make the law, and I know what it says. Then tomorrow I go and start promoting the ideals of another party. And the law is they're saying do not. What are you telling the person who is supposed to follow that law? Because that's what is happening.
How do you speak to it? Because we've even seen court orders being disobeyed, left, right, and center.
Yes.
And you know, children learn best through observation.
Yes. And what are they observing? That even those who are supposed to be lead by example are not following the law.
Okay, let's go. I know you're a politician. Let's go to Kiambaa.
Yes.
The 15th by-election is just around the corner.
Yes.
And there are claims that security is skewed to favor certain political parties. Are all parties assured of the security?
Now, let me
during the by-election.
Let me speak from 2 sides. One, from the security aspect, because I'm the chair, administration and national security. That
and you've had those concerns, eh?
Of course. And if you saw my clip, yes, I don't know whether it came to this station. I spoke to that matter, and I said it is very important that all of us observe the law. It is very important for the security agents to be impartial. That they must not favor any side. I was saying that as a chair. And from the other side, as a member of Jubilee, and of course doing campaign for the Jubilee candidate, we'll ask our people to follow the law. And make sure that the only thing they need to do on Thursday is to wake up, go to the polling station, vote. Don't hang around the polling center. Go back home, wait for the results. There is life after Thursday. This is just election. We don't want violence. No, if you kill somebody because you are going for election, you are not even being elected. You are fighting.
If you kill somebody, you're a murderer.
Yes. And you're fighting because you want somebody else to get in. And in that turmoil, you are killed. What value is that? But
what's your role of ensuring that even the executive arm of government operates within the framework of the law, of the Constitution? Do you have a role to play there?
As a committee, of course. Yes, because we have to check if...
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself so far?
As myself or
your role as a committee? You chair the committee.
As a committee, well, I think...
In terms of ensuring that, you know, the executive operates within the framework of the Constitution.
I'll give myself 7 out of 10.
7?
Yes. I'll give myself...
Why are you smiling when you say 7?
Because it is. It really... In fact, today I'm not smiling. I'm not to smile more.
Yeah?
That's how serious, but I think I'm also tired.
Tell me.
I've been in Kiambaa since...
Tell me, I started by telling you, Kiambaa poll, the other by-election.
Yes.
It looks like it's a litmus test for a big political show in 2022.
Yes.
What are your comments on that?
Well, I'm almost getting to what you're saying. That, yes, it is a political duel. And it's a duel that is pitting not really the candidates. It's not about Karen Njama and Wanjiku. Okay. This is about Jubilee and UDA. Yeah. Actually, I'll tell you, it's about the president and the deputy. Because that is it. So the deputy has strongly come out, and you listen to me and listen good. Yeah.
As your final comment,
yes,
because this is an important one.
Yes, that he has come out strongly in support of UDA. And you can see that is at the top level. That is the second in command in Kenya, saying, I am in Jubilee, but I'm telling you my troops run and do campaign for the candidate in UDA. And that is the person who is supposed to observe law in the first place. Okay. So I have always been saying, and I want to say it again, for the umpteenth time, that at that level, a person of that nature should just say, I don't believe in the deals of this party, in the ideologies. I am living so that I follow the law. I am forming my party. And I want to tell people from where I stand or where I sit in that party, please come along. You know, telling guys, I am in Jubilee. Jubilee is bad. Go to UDA and go and vote a UDA candidate.
On the UDA?
You know, I mean, what can I call it? It is unimaginable.
It's unimaginable.
It's unimaginable. How do you imagine the second in command doing that? The president is speaking, the next day they are fighting. You know, this country is almost in a crisis. When you see one day, like yesterday, the president speaks.
As you wrap up, because we've run out of time.
The president speaks. And on then the second day, he's answered by the deputy in the negative. In the negative. By the way, what does it tell you? What does it portend even for future leaders who are aspiring to get to that level? Is it that we shall have a Kenya that shall be having leadership with confrontational politics?
Last question.
Right?
You talked about the president.
Yes.
I'd like to interview him.
You want me to bring him along?
Yes. You're national TV.
I know. All I can tell you is that I speak to him. And
you let me know.
I will pass that message.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Limuru Member of Parliament.
Yes.
Peter Mwathi, thank you for shooting straight from the hips. And you know, the chairman of the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, Dr. Reverend Samuel Kobia, says it's only in a peaceful environment that economic, social, and political development can thrive.
That's the only way we can prosper.
And that's a good place to leave it. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you. Well, we're going to take a short break now. Remember, coming up, the day's business, and we'll be sporty in a little while. Stay with us.